Okay, I'm back and ready.
What up? What up? What up? What up? Okay. So our recap is about 2 sessions ago, technically. But it was pretty straightforward. Um, like you guys started arriving at Lake Zarvich, and then went out the boats. There were a few like specifically cool moments with like jump being casted, with Matrix rowing his ass off. You grabbed onto the the sack that the tongue was holding, so got like reeled in for like a lot of extra movement.
Yep.
It was a lot of cool shit. Um, there was the hag. That seemed more focused on killing the girl than either killing you guys or surviving for whatever reason. But you thwarted even that because as soon as she was dead, you gave medical, and then Walgen comboed that with some magical healing. And so Gertrude was alive at the end of it. There's the other little girl named Arabelle who came out of who's the one that was like actually in the sack. It was pretty obvious she was Vistani, or a female Vistani is supposed to be called a Vistana. So she's a little Vistana. They're obviously not allowed in Vallaki, so I think somebody suggested like, oh, you got to go back home to like the village of Barovia, and Gertruda was like politely like insisting that she didn't want to, and she'd rather just go back to Vallaki. Nobody has told her the fate of her father, just so you're aware.
Okay.
But Walgen did mention like, oh, like we met your dog Lancelot, and your parents like were both like worried about you and looking for you, so like we ended up taking up the mantle of like looking for you as well. Yeah. But then yeah, as discussed, Arabelle can't go back to Vallaki, so you guys kind of decided to split up. There was some foraging done in the caves. I'm sure, like, when it comes to items, we could sort out. We kind of dealt with it out of game, anyways. Like, just in chat, if you remember, there were like some diamonds, some of the glowing mushrooms.
Yep.
Shit like that. Yeah. 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 There was some foraging. Then you guys, from whence you came, like, had to dive into that little pool and swim upwards to the boats. It looks like nothing was, like, taken from you guys, but also, Matrix told Bluto to wait at shore for them to return, and he was just nowhere to be seen. Probably as expected. Yeah. So that's pretty well where we left off. I figured like minor details. Gertrude was given like some rations and stuff like that while everybody was pillaging, so she's feeling a lot better than she was prior. She was saying the hags was feeding her like gross stuff. And she'll ride in the boat back to shore. And she's like pretty quiet and timid, especially in contrast to the Arabelle, the Vistana girl, who's like really loud and rowdy. But this Gertrude girl, while you're rowing them both back to shore, she just mentions, or she just says, "Thank you for saving me."
You're welcome. You're welcome. It was the least I could do.
Are you like a medic of some sort?
No, just just an adventurer.
Oh, so like, have you saved a lot of people like that?
Let's just say you're the first one that I've saved in that manner.
Oh wow. I mean, that makes it even more heroic that you chose to do it. That's the way I see it.
I'll kind of keep quiet after that.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, it's a quiet ride back to shore. Um, that's where you guys kind of decide you're gonna um, split up with the party.
Hmm.
The first little bit of the walk back is maybe along the same route, but eventually Airbell's like, yeah, we gotta split off the path here and walk through the forest. So the
Yep.
rest of the walk back to. Where are we? Oh, we're on the town map. So yeah, you guys would just be approaching the north gate.
Hmm.
Because it's pretty well
As
straight shot.
we
Hmm.
as we approach the gate or the barricade, whichever, um, I'll ask her. There's a few places that I could take you to be safe for the night. The the best one would most likely be the church. Are you okay going there?
Oh yes, yes. We heard about that in the village of Barovia. Especially after our church shut down, people talked about how magnificent the one here in Valaki was.
Yes. The last we heard of her, what's her name?
Irina?
Irina was there. So you may have at least a familiar face there.
Oh, Irina Kolyanovich? Oh, ooh, okay.
Not friends, are we?
No, she's nice and all. It's just I really didn't expect to see people from back home. I was trying to get away from it all. It'll be fine. She's fine.
Well, I think Irina was also trying to get away from it.
Fair. Yeah, that makes sense. Um, and as you guys kind of like crest a little hill and see Velaki in the distance, you can tell her eyes light up a bit. She hasn't seen she hasn't seen anything outside of the village of Brovia, so this is by far the most densely populated, the biggest, like the idea of the fortification around the outside is like super impressive to her. Um, and she'll just mention as she like as it catches her gaze, she's just like, "Wow, this is like something right out of a storybook."
Guess it's quite the sight, isn't it?
And and those walls seriously keep monsters out?
We've only been here a short time, but it seems so.
This is this is where I'm gonna make my home. I've already decided.
It's
Um,
good.
yeah, you guys approach. The guards don't give you any more trouble than normal. Just asked a few questions. They do want to take a sketch of Gertrude. Nobody's like too young to be like subjected to these types of
Hmm.
details. Wait, can you see the map?
Yeah, I'm on the map.
Oh, okay. I don't see your token. I wonder if it's like hidden behind one of the other guys. No? Huh. I'm glad you have vision anyways. I don't know where you're getting it from. Yeah. Yep, they let you through. Like I said, they take her portrait. They ask her some questions independently, but nothing's too weird about that. Um, Pretty much doing a straight line to the church.
Yeah. All right. as normal, I'll keep an eye out around as we're walking there, but um, I'm not trying to scare her or anything. Just kind of looking around at what is happening.
Yeah, yeah, Varric's
And
pretty perceptive, like 24/7, eh?
it is like midday, right?
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna say like I reckon it's like 1, maybe closer to like noon.
Okay.
Yeah. So daytime. The rain did actually, like it was only like a soft pitter patter when you guys got out of the cave, and it actually stopped by the time you guys even got to the village. So that's kind of nice. You guys were walking on like a set path. Your clothing is pretty damn uncomfortable being so wet, and she even complains at one point that her feet hurt from being so like soggy and walking on like barefoot. But um, it's only like a half-hour trek to where you guys needed to get, so it's not so bad. Can you roll a perception? Um, just on the path that you would take to the walker or the church. Yeah, you notice it's the time of day. It's like close to peak where like people seem to be doing a lot of trading, going to stores, just fraternizing and being social outside. So there's a lot of hustle and bustle, like in the town. The closer you get to the center of it, especially. So you can see there. Obviously, the path you're going is down here. So right up here, you pass that Wachter house, which I can repost the art. Do you remember it? It was the one covered in vines.
I do remember that.
Yeah,
You can repost it if you want, but yeah,
yeah, you
I
get
do
the
remember the
idea.
vine covered.
Yeah, and then so you round this corner, and the blue one that you're passing is the Blue Water Inn, which is the inn that you guys have been staying at. Um, nothing going
As
on
we
there.
pass the inn,
Yeah.
I'll look down. Are you hungry or anything? Would you like anything to eat? Any drink?
I I wolfed down the food that that short man gave me. Um, I think it was at least his rations. I could be wrong. But anyways, I wolfed down that food. It actually like has me a bit bloated. Thank you so much, though.
Okay, no problem.
But this is where I would
You
come.
didn't have any pie, right?
No, no pie. None was offered. I would have if I
Okay.
could have. But this is where I should go if I do need food.
Uh, We're staying here now, and yes, I think they make pretty good food. They also have a couple kids that I think are around your age, maybe a couple years off.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll come back here after I get settled. Roll another perception.
Huh.
Yeah, like I said, hustle and bustle. You just notice, as is the case with most of the times that you come here, there's like a sizable hangout of ravens on like an eaves trough, and they seem to be, at least like two or three of them seem to be watching you. They're turning their head to follow you as you're walking down the road. You,
They're just watching. They're not nothing malicious or anything.
yeah, no, yeah, it seems more like a curiosity thing or something like that. from what you gather.
I'll I'll kind of look up to them and tip my head as if I'm saying hello to them,
Y-
like kind of like tip
yeah,
my hat.
give me 1 second. You can't tell for sure, but it feels like one of them gives you like a little nod and acknowledgement back, but it could just be a coincidence, like a timing thing.
Hmm.
You also, just to refresh your memory, as you walk by this place, you do see that safe house in Thieves' Cant, like the graffiti.
Yeah, the one
Yeah,
that's on the like side door.
yeah, it's technically like on the stable door. At this
Yeah.
intersection, you maybe like look down this way and you do see Blinsky's toy from like a distance.
Mhm.
But I'm assuming the the aim is still to get to the church, which is all the way to the west. It's this building here.
Yes.
Cool, cool, cool. I wonder where your token is. It's got to be back in the at the lake or something. I gotta go grab it. Also to reiterate,
It could be in the caves.
nah, I pulled him up to the lake. Luckily, I'll drop it off at the church. Um, and just to remind you, not to rub it in, but you are stressed right now. The most you've been since you entered Barovia. Nothing
Yep.
deadly, but things don't feel good. I think the bulk of it was from resisting the urge to eat more pies.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that was a whopping 10. But then a few other things weren't the most fun to deal with. Yeah, you approach. Oh wow, do I seriously
Just
not have?
give me 2 minutes.
Yeah,
Oh.
take your time.
Black screen poggers.
What's up?
Is it black?
Yeah.
Oh, I was hoping it would work. Because I could see the little, like, side thing. So I was hoping it was visible.
What do you
Save the day for
trying
my
to
friends.
stream?
Yeah, I was trying to show the game while I was listening to D&D. Which, on a side note, Mason, they're doing D&D right now.
Who's they?
Eric and I.
Oh, okay. I'd be
The
quiet.
other two in this call.
Sorry, I had there was 2-for-1 special on Noodle Box tonight,
He's
and
going noodle
I ate
crazy.
like 70% of one of them, and I just fucking pissed out my ass, dude. Oh my good god, this shit is destroying my stomach.
He noodle overdose.
You need to get a stronger stomach. That shit's good.
It's very good. I've never had Noodle Box, but it's very filling, but it's good. But
Oh,
holy
I could eat like
fuck.
2 boxes.
No, I just ate one, or I didn't even finish it. It's in the fridge now. But fuck
Which one
me.
did you get?
What did I get? Some sort of chicken. Hold on, I tell you. I tell you.
I'm expecting chicken teriyaki.
I don't think so. Yeah, no, chicken teriyaki. You're right.
Have you been watching any of this game?
Yeah, it's been hard
It's
to watch.
rough.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what happens when you try a bunch of your bottom of the roster guys all
Well,
at the
not
same
only
time.
that, like, look at who the QB is for the Bills.
Yeah, our third string, who's trying to prove himself as the second string. I'm a little concerned with Maxwell Harrison, though, dude. He's supposed to be like our top 3 cornerbacks, and he's missed so many tackles tonight. It's been fucking horrible.
Which one is that?
Maxwell Harrison, number 31. He's a
31?
cornerback.
I'll keep an eye out for it.
Oh, where the fuck did Bear go? Hey. Hey, buddy. Yeah, now you see me. Come on. You can do it all, baby. You can do it all. Niagara Falls feed into Lake America?
There's no such place.
Yes, there is.
No, there's not.
Yeah, I'm checking
Sure.
my map. I'm not seeing one. Did you mean Gulf of America?
Nope. It's not on here yet. Poggers. No, the fucking retard over there signed a order today that officially in the States, Lake Ontario is now called Lake America.
Yes.
Mhm.
Where are we though?
And Elon
Uh,
Musk made Twitter X, but everybody calls it Twitter because Elon Musk is a retard.
Are we in Mexico?
You know what? Yeah, you could even say that.
Dude, I might have to.
It'd still be Lake Ontario.
I might have to fucking shit again. Oh my good god.
The noodles.
See.
The noodles.
I worry for you sometimes, Mason.
Same.
Like, that should not cripple you onto a toilet.
Hello, sorry.
No, you're good, buddy.
Dare you.
We're talking some football. Okie doke. Oh yes, we approach the church. You can tell that this thing is probably centuries old. The bricks themselves suffer, like they're lined with cracks and whatnot, but, there's also beautiful stained glass windows, some that are like really tall, a fence, made of iron that like encloses a little garden, um, and the garden actually has like flowers of note, with like varying colors, some bushes with some flowers peeking out as well. This is like definitely the nicest kept place that you've seen since coming to Barovia, and it just like oozes confidence itself. Big, like rounded double doors is the entrance, with like two big rounded concrete steps in front of it, and as you get closer, some of the stained glass like depicts like religious figures saying prayers. A lot of the time they have little sunbursts like worked into them decoratively. But there's not a lot going on. There's no noise really coming from the church, and like nobody coming in and out the doors as you approach it.
Do I see any other door? Like, based on the map, it looks like to the left of me is like the cemetery area.
Yeah, you would have approached from the right, so you wouldn't have like seen that until you like started rounding like till you're like here. Maybe you could tell there's like an entryway just by looking at the the like walkways and stuff like that. You could infer. And then the other thing is, if you see this and this, those are actual like crypts, eh? Like family. I don't know if mausoleums are the right word, but like tombs. You know what I mean, eh? Like above ground, like little shed-sized tombs. I guess a big shed, but still. Yeah, so those are there. A beautiful cobblestone road. Looks well kept.
Yeah, I'd probably just walk up to the door, the front door, and despite not seeing anybody, I would knock.
Yeah, yeah. I'll even say there's like big iron like knockers on it. And the thuds like ring out and echo, kind of giving you a hint as to how large the interior is. How long do you think you'd wait after knocking? Like, is it just announcing your presence before you come in, or are you hoping for somebody else to come open the door?
I'd probably wait, I don't know, 30 seconds, make sure I knock loudly, and then do I hear anybody coming? Like, is anyone saying anything?
Um, no, I wouldn't say any verbal warning, but it wouldn't take all of 30 seconds, maybe close to there, before you hear the door start to creak open. Noticeably, you didn't hear any like locks unlocking or anything like that, or chains being undone. So it seems like the door was unlocked, but it does start to creak open. And this man with a gaunt face kind of pokes his head out, and he just says, "Yes, welcome."
Hello, my name is Varric. I've come to see the church. I'm new in town, but I also have a request of you. I know you've just met me, but uh, this we found this little girl, my friends and I, and it seems she may need a place to stay. If you'd be willing to help her.
Oh, oh, sure thing. Come on inside. And he swings the door open to its like fullest capacity, and he kind of like politely waits for you guys to enter first.
I As I walk through, I didn't get your name.
Me? My name is Milvoy. It's spelt kind of interestingly, but yeah, just spell it how you hear it. I'm a caretaker, and at this point you do notice he has a broom in his hand. And like I said, he's like polite, so he leaves the door open for you guys to enter. Gertrude, if you check her, she's obviously like looking at everything in awe. She's so young that she hadn't really even remembered the good days, quote unquote, of the church in her hometown. So this is like a religious, spiritual experience for her, which is kind of cool.
Milvoy
Yeah.
doesn't seem like he's giving off any threatening presence or anything, right? I'm not feeling anything. Like he's just a kind of skinny guy opening the door for us. Nothing major.
Yeah, I'd say so. He seems pretty meek. Yeah, he seems pretty meek and like, definitely not like boisterous or bold or anything. He's just kind of like trying to get out of your way and like lead the way to be polite.
Yeah, I would like to keep him in front of us and make sure Gertrude is fairly close to us.
Yeah, she's walking pretty slow, so you might have to slow your pace to like stay near. But as he gets to about like this point, he does shout out, and again his words reverberate through this church. Father, there's some newcomers. They're not from Valaki. You might want to speak to them. At this point, you see a bald head kind of peek out from under this table. he seemed to be doing some work, and at this point, you also notice there's like a small altar boy holding like a few books. It seems like he's just like waiting on the priest himself. So this is what the priest looks like. And then there's this little altar boy with a bowl cut sitting there with a bunch of books. And like I said, priest pops his head out, looks like he was working under the table.
Mhm.
Welcome, welcome to the Church of St. Andrews. You are not of my flock yet, but I assure you I can be your shepherd. And he like starts to take a step down and heads towards you guys. The little altar boy just kind of like standing there, not sure if he should follow or not, but eventually starts moving with him. And he greets you like about halfway if you start moving, and that Milvoy fellow kind of peels off and looks like he's resuming his cleaning duties.
Hello, Father. And I'll say loud enough, but not too loud to like make too much of an echo.
Yeah,
Like enough that he'd hear me like when he's still up here.
yeah, yeah. That is good to know. Because he does approach you and he says, as I said, welcome to the Church of St. Andrews. The holy site of the Morning Lord. What brings you here? And at that point, before you can even answer, you do notice from the left up here, Irina pokes her head out the door. Varric! And she kind of like does like a little speed walk over to join you guys and join the conversation.
Hello, Irina. It's been a day.
Oh, has it? Yes, It's been a pretty busy day for me too. I've bought a lot. The shops here are kind of nice compared to what I'm used to. And you have a new friend with you?
Yes. We went and uh, we went to the lake to help out some of the inn's people there. It
Gertruda?
seemed
Is
good.
that you? Um, at, at this point, Gertruda kind of like sinks into herself a little bit. She's like, "My gosh, we've been worried sick about you. We need to get you back home." Where did you say you found her?
She was taken by someone who seemed a little odd with himself. I don't remember his name. But it was at the lake, and there's a hag of some sort, a giant frog. Well, we dealt with them and saved Gertrude here.
The priest like takes all this in. He's like quite wrinkled, quite old, but like all signs point towards this guy being like a really nice, kind, warm gentleman. His wrinkles aren't that of like battle hardened frowns, but more of like laughter and smiles. And he kind of
Does he
kneels.
flinch at? Does he flinch at anything I just said? A
Yeah,
hag,
he does seem
giant
taken
frog.
aback for sure. He does like his eyebrows furrow, and he like even like his head kind of like kicks back a little bit. And in response to that, he takes a knee and looks at Gertrude, and he's like, "My poor dear, you've been through a lot. It sounds like you've come to the right place. There's nothing but solace in the house of the Morning Lord." Roll an insight or a perception.
What are these rolls today?
Um. Yeah. So he's like being very assuring, and like trying to be warm and kind to Gertrude, but he's like keeping his distance. He doesn't want to like approach her, especially after hearing that she was kidnapped, which means he's probably like, I don't know, emotionally intelligent enough to know that a woman who was just kidnapped by a guy probably doesn't want to be approached by strangers. But Irina chimes back in. Gertrude, did you hear me? We have to get you home. Gertrude says, I don't want to go home. It felt no better than in the cave with that hag. Irina said, that's, you can't say that. That can't be true. Gertrude says, well, that's how I feel. Other than Lancelot, I don't miss any of them. They won't even notice the difference with me not there anyways. Irina just kind of bites her tongue at this point, but is like looking at you, kind of dumbfounded.
In a way, like she knows, or she's trying to convey a message to me.
Yeah, I think maybe she's like hoping you would like back her up or something, or like explain what's going on, but you don't really have like a ton of insight. Nobody really asked her why she ran away or why she doesn't want to go home yet, as far as I know. So yeah, Irina was just kind of looking for some answers. Or
something I'm aware of would make her not want to go home.
I mean, Irina knows too, to be fair.
But I will back Gertrude on this. The young lady wishes to stay here. I think we should follow or listen to her.
Well, if she's going to run away and stow away somewhere, this is the place that I can accept it. That's for sure. This is the safest place in all of Barovia. It's easy to say. Right, Father? And Father Lucian kind of nods. Yes, it is. Father, you should tell them about how the ground is consecrated here. Yes, the bones of Saint Andrew. Yeah, I could make it quite a long story to tell you all about it, but the gist of it is that there is a blessing put on the remains of an old saint, Saint Andrew, one who combated he who we shall not speak of. Anyways, this blessing is so strong that within the gates of this church, on this land, no fiend, no fae, no aberrant, no monster shall set foot without lighting a blaze in the Morning Lord's holy light.
Has this been proven? I'm not one of a religious background myself. More of a see it to prove it.
Yes, a long time ago, werewolves, lycanthropes, they thought they could blend in with the rest of us and sneak around. When they set foot on the Holy Land, their feet began to glow. They screamed in anguish, in righteous pain. That's the only time I've seen it myself, but there are many such recordings in history that are from before the creatures of the night were wise to our situation.
What were the creatures he stated? And would I feel anything from this, being as I am a tiefling?
He said fiend. Fey, aberrant, monster. I think he said one more thing, but we'll just say you asked a good question. I'll get you to roll another perception or insight.
Hope that's persuasion.
Yeah, fiend, fey, aberrant, monster. He would have said undead. You don't feel anything out of the ordinary. No.
I would have felt it pretty early if
Ye-
some sort of magical effect would be on me because of these consecrated grounds, anyways.
Yeah. So.
If what he's saying is true.
Yeah, yeah, I think you pieced together something cool there. I will say no more. But Irina's like, okay, so Gertrude, you're staying here. You know what? My bed is, far too big to be wasted on just myself. You can bunk with me. There's plenty of room in here. Let me show you to your new lodgings. Gertrude kind of like looks up at you. She looks a little nervous at first. Then she smiles. And she kind of like whispers so that only you can hear, but she says,
Yeah, I'll get down on a knee to like get to her level.
yeah, she's like avoiding eye contact with you. She seems a little coy, but she's like, you know what? Maybe it is a good thing to see somebody from home.
It might help with getting used to this place.
Yeah, her lips stay like tight together, but she like nods quickly, kind of childishly. And then she like kind of brushes past you, and Irina puts out her hand, and she takes her hand, and they start to walk away together.
I actually walk with her because I want to whisper something to Irina before I like hand Gertrude off, basically.
Yeah. Unless you like absolutely stop them, Irina's gonna like take note that you're walking with, so she's gonna like acknowledge that, but she's gonna open the door and say, "Here, Gertrude, take a look around. Think about what you might need, and we will go shopping at the general store very soon. It's you should meet General or you should meet Bildrith. Or no, you should meet Arasek. He's much nicer to deal with than Bildrith." And then, because she clocked it, she does like walk back to you a few steps to see what you wanted to say.
Well, thank you for helping Irina. She must be under quite a bit of stress after what she's been through. I just wanted to tell you I have not told her anything of what happened in Barovia.
I was going
And
to
I'll,
ask you about that
Stare
actually.
her. I'll like stare her down so she knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah. No, she actually like before you even stare, just from her facial expressions, I think you get the feeling that she knew exactly what you were talking about, and she confirms as such. She says, "I was going to ask you about that. Do you think she would have been happy to travel along with you if she knew?"
I'm not sure, but I still believe what I did was necessary for us.
Mm-hmm.
But I also am trying to do better, so I'm starting with this.
Okay. And where's everybody else? Why were
They
you-
had to help someone else. I told them I would take Gertrude here and at least make sure she was safe.
Okay. You guys are just helping a lot of people today, eh?
We were asked by the folks at the inn to investigate this, and lo and behold, we ended up helping a few people.
Good, good. Gertrude is a sweet girl. From the little I've gotten to know about her, so I'm sure everything will be good. I should go pay her some attention. I'll talk to you later.
Treat her well.
Yes. Will do. And she begins to walk away, keeping eye contact for a second.
As she turns, I'll turn towards the father.
First, roll a d4, and you can take that much stress off. For, I think, doing the right thing here.
I roll high.
I think you know Gertruda's gonna be in good hands. Gertrude, being kind of upset that Irina was here from her old village, but then kind of softening up here. I don't know. Gives you a little bit of hope, you know? Your heart is filled with determination, or whatever the fuck they say in that game. You come back, and the altar boy is still carrying like 4 books stacked on top of each other. They're like really thick. It's like he's doing like a workout. He probably could have put them down, but he's too shy. Actually, as you walk back, you do notice he's eyeing your. I'm assuming you keep your sword at your hip, like in a hilt.
Yes, but I do have like a rough cape, so he
You try
wouldn't
to
see
keep
the
it covered
whole
as much as
blade.
possible.
He would most likely see the handle of it, though.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So instead of him like staring at it, you see him kind of like squinting and like trying to make out what it might be. He seems curious, but he can't really see much. But yeah, you walk back up to Lucian. And before you even say anything, he's just like, she seems sweet.
Not that I've known her a long time, but I felt I felt I had to help her. Something in the past that, let's say, forcing my hand.
I'm sure that is the Morning Lord giving you a calling, and for you to embrace it. And he puts one hand on your shoulder, like gently, fatherly, paternally. And he just says, and for you to embrace that calling is what heroes are made of. So, what brought you to Vallaki?
Originally, actually, we are the group Irina came with.
Oh, I have heard of you a little. Okay.
I will be honest, let's just say Irina being here may have made this a little easier for you. I had quite the questioning in place for you if she wasn't here, but Irina's here, and that makes me feel like this is a much better place than I may have originally thought.
Oh, yes. Yes, this is where I would recommend any orphan should end up. I obviously swore to celibacy myself, and so this is the way for me to have children. Isn't that right, Yeska? Yeska, you can put those back. And the little boy kind of like startledly runs back up to.
Before he turns, do I see the title of any of these books, or do they just look like they're holy scripture or anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna say they all look like religious texts. Maybe like a volume 1, volume 2, volume 3 of like the Morning Lord's decree or something like that. Unfortunately, nothing too cool there.
Nope, that's okay. Just looking for things.
But yeah, Lucian kind of like chuckles a little bit. He's like, so Um, I don't want to keep you, but I do hope to see you plenty. We do host during the nighttime, at dusk of every day. Quite a few people from town all come here.
You may see more of us. I do believe there's a couple of us that are at least men of the faith, or were of the faith.
Oh, phenomenal. Phenomenal. That's so nice to hear.
As I said myself, more of a man of action, a man of you get what you see.
Does that mean you like kill stuff? At this point, like the little boy is just kind of like approaching. You hear his footsteps clacking on the tiles after he gets off the carpet. Man of action. That's got to mean you like kill stuff, right?
I'll put on more of a calm, like nicer face for the boy. Um, it looks like Varric has like a softer approach to kids than originally expected. And well, not necessarily kill things, it's saving people. But it doesn't necessarily mean killing. It means scaring things away, helping people in need. Uh, it, however, I I thought I noticed you looking towards my blade here. This this is not a toy. It is intended to harm, and from time to time it is needed.
Whoa. Is that how you killed, or did you kill the? You said there was like a big frog. Did
But
you
if
kill that thing? Or?
we did have to put that frog down. Yes. Uh,
And that's what you used? He points at the sword.
yes, it was.
Can I see it? And Father Lucian interrupts. No, Yeska, please. A gentleman like this wouldn't unsheath his weapon in a holy place anyways.
I think I take a hint from the father and just keep my blades in where they belong.
Yeah. He has his hand on Yeska's shoulder. Yeska lets out a little "Aw." I bet it looks awesome. I'm gonna be a hero one day like that.
Well, keep up the if you keep to exercising and practice, maybe one day we can see you out there. But not until you're older.
For sure. I'll exercise like the whole next week, and then maybe I can like audition or something. And
I'll just like as I stand up and move towards him, I'll just put my hand on his head and just like shake his hair, like mess up his hair.
yeah, yeah, I love that.
Maybe 2 weeks from now. It might be more than 1 week you need.
Awesome. Father Lucian, I'm just gonna keep holding those books so my arms get super jacked. He starts like running away, and Lucian like gives you like a knowing like nod and smile, and he says, "Yeska, you did hear that he's traveling with men of the faith. So clearly that helps to be an adventurer too. You should keep your studies." And that's kind of the conversation they're having as Yeska runs away and Lucian kind of lags behind him. Lucian does like turn around to check that everything's all right with you.
I am okay, Father. all I came to do was hopefully find a place for Gertrude, and I've done that. So I'll be on my way. Thank you.
Um, he like clasps his hands in like a little prayer thing and like nods his head towards you, um, and like waves you away. You see Milvoy is sweeping like around the same spot. He hasn't made like a lot of progress as you're heading out. Yeah, yeah. It's like fairly quiet. Like as you're leaving the church, you hear Milvoy talking about how he's gonna fight things. You kind of can hear Irina and Gertrude like sharing a laugh in her room, and you can take off another 2 stress. As you leave this kind of quaint, quaint, spiritual, beautiful church. And you're just like soaking it in as you approach these huge doors to leave. You swing it open. You see mist creeping along the streets. Like every other day. You see a fair amount of people walking around. Nobody on this property. But yeah, so you exit. Where did you want to head?
As I exit, I'm gonna close the door quietly. I don't want to slam it in their faces or anything.
Yeah.
As I'm walking to the street, I think to myself, I'm not gonna be able to catch them going to help the other girl. I what can I do here? And the first thing that comes to mind is the Lady Wachter. I, the first night we were here, that spy was trying to trail us and watch us. I think it's my turn to do some of that work, and I'll put up my scarf. If there's like mist rolling or anything, it might be a little chilly, so that'll be my excuse if I'm
Yeah.
asked about it. But I'll put up my scarf and kind of head up towards the house of the Lady Wachter.
Okay. Would you like to take a bio break? I think I need a minute or 2 to think about things.
If you need a minute, yeah, sure. It's no problem.
We can take more than like 2 minutes if you are hitting the bathroom or making yourself food or anything.
Uh, yeah. I'll still be around whenever you're ready.
Yeah,
Just
yeah, yeah.
let me-
Sounds good. Awesome. Thank you. I got a tough choice here. Mike, are you here? Oh, you're quiet as hell, Mike. Or did I turn your volume down?
I didn't even hear him, so.
Yeah, I heard a very faint. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm here.
nice. Are you? Can you go on another channel with me for a second? I want to ask
Absolutely.
you how I should proceed with this.
All right. All right.
Okay.
Yep.
So what I'm torn
For-
on.
Just a sec. Full context. I did miss some parts.
No. It's not
Just
relevant. Not relevant. Past isn't relevant. The part that's relevant is, so did you hear the very end? He went to the church like an idiot. I asked him where he wanted to go when I should have just
Yeah.
put him in a cutscene.
Yeah.
Immediately. The cutscene was going to get him to go to the Wachter house, which is where he wants to go anyways.
Yes.
But the dynamic of everything changes so much because obviously if you're going there uninvited, it's way different than going invited.
Yeah.
Should I see what happened? Like obviously I have everything prepped for them to have a conversation and stuff like that. Yeah, no, I should just let him do it, right?
Yeah. Like
'Cause he
realistically,
came up
it's
with
the
this,
player
so I should
making the
run with
choice.
that. Yeah, I like that way better. I have like some stuff that might be cooler, but like I don't know. I'd rather it just feel like super impactful that you chose that.
I personally feel, and I use this as a reference point a lot. There's a whole story of Brennan, and like TLDR, it's effectively you let the players make the choice, even though if it breaks the on rail game,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and it's the most fun they have because that's the choice they're making. Realistically, like I know it's collaborative storytelling, but to some degree you're also there to like empower what their choices are. That's always been my take on DMing. I get that obviously that's how you get off things that are like, yeah, he went to go kick Strahd in the nuts and they all died. But
Yeah, no,
no,
no.
if
Okay, it's a
his
better
choice
call.
to go peek at that, I think entirely empowering. If it screws up our plans, I mean realistically
No,
those
no,
plans
no.
were made after
No,
Eric and we'll just
literally,
adapt.
what was supposed to happen is as soon as he left the church, he's supposed to see that the spy was keeping an eye on him.
Yeah.
But then the spy kind of like walks like 10 feet in front of him and drops a note. And the note just says, please come to the Walker house, make sure you're not being watched.
Yeah. Then if he's planning to go there already, then like it's even cooler if it sounds like he eluded the spy.
So I should still do the spy thing? Do you think?
Well, no, it's just
Or
maybe
does
they
that-
assume it's like the spy got there. It's like, what spy are you talking about? It's up to you. Like, I think Eric likes being the sneakier type.
Yeah, okay. Which is just okay. Yeah, no.
Well, yeah,
okay,
let him
I'm gonna
have the
leave it, I'm
initiative
gonna
on
leave it,
this.
I'm gonna leave it. Yeah. Okay, thanks, buddy.
Yeah, no problem.
Yellow.
Good morning.
Oh,
Ah, mate.
Boy in yellow.
Good to go. Okay, so you're on village map. And
I am still on church.
Oh, good call, good call. You can't always see what I see. That's a thing.
Do you see what I see?
So obviously you're starting there, and it's that route back again. When you're around here, you can see the top of the Burgomaster's mansion because it's the only 3-story building. You see Blinsky's toys, and then obviously you're gonna round right around the Blue Water Inn. Actually, as you pass the Blue Water Inn, Rictavio's just heading out of the double doors that lead from the bar, and he's just kind of like walking down the road, and you end up like crossing paths. For the time being, he just gives you a nod.
I'll give him a friendly nod. I don't feel like we left on bad terms with him.
Lovely day now that the rain stopped dribbling, don't you think?
It's getting brighter out. It's quite the day. I think this afternoon will be a good, eventful day.
Yeah, now that you mention it, it is probably the brightest day I've seen since I got here.
I look up and I'm assuming it's still cloudy.
Yeah, it's cloudy as fuck.
But
This is
I-
this is the dream, as good as it gets.
I hope it's not as good as it gets, but it's definitely better than yesterday.
Ah, and that's all you can ask for, isn't it? Where you heading?
I'm more just walking. I was just at the church. The group. I am in town. Everyone else left town for the day. As you can see, I'm a little wet still.
Yeah, it wasn't raining that
I don't know. I was at the, like I said, at the church. I guess I was outside longer than expected.
Ah, makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah. Oh, plus Bluto was saying that you guys took a dip.
So Bluto's here. We were looking for him.
Yeah, he gives a little nod back to the Blue Water Inn, and he's like, "Yup, he's sitting his fat ass in there. Took him all of 5 seconds to order a drink, and yeah, lo and behold, he just assumed you guys were probably dead. He said he tried to save you, but to no avail." So I'm sure everybody's going to be so relieved to see you.
Um, I'm sure the rest of the group would love to hear what he's saying, but at least for now, I'll let him spout his nonsense.
Yeah, I'll try to hurry back to get a front row seat for when that breaks down. But I gotta be off. Toodaloo! And he kind of gives you like a little salute, but the salute is with like a thick chunk of meat that he has from the inn. He just kind of like puts it up to his eyebrow and does like a salute.
I'll like flick my hat up to him like as in a see you later motion.
Yeah, yeah. He does like a showy pivot and starts walking with a little bit of a rhythm back to where you know his wagon is. I will
The
say.
things you were saying, so out of game, the things you were saying made me think you were trying to say something. With what you said, it made me feel like you were trying to portray something else.
Uh-oh.
Is that true?
I don't. It is sorry. I'm not following. You gotta ask me explicitly. I think.
I don't know, the wording or the way you toned it made me seem like you were trying to say something in Thieves' Cant, like
Oh,
as
sorry.
if
No,
he
he's
knew
just,
what just went down.
he knows Bluto's full of shit. Like he already knew Bluto was full of shit. But other than like saying other than like covertly kind of like acknowledging that, there's no other like code or anything to it.
Yeah, just saying like, oh, especially since it's still cloudy and
Oh yeah, no.
misty, and him saying like, oh, it's a bright day out. I'm like, are you aware we just saved people?
Oh geez, no. Okay, no. That's a funny way to look at it. No, he's just like sarcastic and like kind of got like a dark
Okay.
sense of humor type thing. At this point, you realize that you're kind of, or maybe you took it down when he started like talking to you, but you had like some sort of like scarf wrapped around your like face, eh? Were you talking to him like that?
I probably would have taken it down to talk to him.
Okay. So you re-secure that, and are you heading straight to the Walker house? At this point, I will drop the art again.
Hearing Bluto is in the inn, I don't want to go and approach Bluto, but I think I would want to go into the safe room door.
Oh, hype. Okay.
If
Oh,
you have that planned, I want to make it short if that helps, but
okay. Yeah. Just
it-
little peeksies for now.
I assume the family knows about it, and I just want to kind of poke my head in with the family of the inn and just be like, hey, we are, or at least I'm back.
I dig it.
Just to give them a heads up, like a confirmation, like they may have already thought that Bluto was full of shit, and here I am to double down on that.
Yes. I just had to copy and paste. These two fuckers are going for sure. These two actually own here. Okay, so you are going.
Yeah, so it's
to
in the.
the
You said
safe.
it's in like the stable, basically.
Yeah, you're going to that one first, right?
Yep.
Is what
I'm
you're
not
saying?
going in the inn. I'm going to the stable.
So I'm just gonna show you by placing you there, just because you would have walked around this and stuff like that. So there's like the big doors that the actual like horses would get walked out, but there's
Mhm.
also like these man doors on the side, and that's the one that's marked with it.
Yep.
You can walk up to it, and it's like unlocked. So you just wanna hit the latch.
Yep.
and- Nice.
I'll slowly creak it open. I don't want to alarm anyone who may be inside, but I will step in quietly and close the door behind me. I
Okay.
will try to slowly close the door. Like maybe there's a latch on the inside as well, and want to make sure it doesn't lock behind me.
Um.
I know it says safe house, so I do trust it maybe a little more than normal, but I can't stop
Yeah.
the roguish instincts.
So you want it not to latch? Are you putting something there to like prop it like a slight bit, or are you just like trying to like very lightly let go of it so that maybe it doesn't complete its latch? Because I'll make you roll for the latter, whereas obviously using an item to prop it is kind of automatic, but it's also visible from the outside.
I still want it to be closed. So like maybe latching it's fine. I just want to make sure there's no
I see,
locks
I
or
see.
anything in
Yeah,
place
okay.
that's gonna stop me from leaving.
Yeah, no. Oh, there. Actually, yeah, there would be locks on this door. But like, it definitely needs like a willing, intelligent person to operate. Like, there's no way for it to just like fall down. It's not like a barring one. It's like a, not a hinge, but one of those like pegs.
I think I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, somebody would have to like lift and then push and then drop it to like lock it in place.
Yep.
Anyways, so something that does surprise you, there is the smell of horse manure in here, as well as just like general horse smells. But another thing that kind of like catches you off guard is there's actually, you can hear the squawking of like quite a few birds. It sounds like there's quite a few that have made their home in here.
Is it dark in here like I'm assuming it is?
Yeah. Yeah, there's like some torches that just aren't lit at this time. I mean, it's daytime, and I'm gonna say there's maybe like gaps at the top of some of the stalls that let like open air windows.
Yep.
So the stalls themselves are like decently lit, but like all the torches are off and stuff like that, so it's fairly dark. Sorry, that's a long way to answer that. My bad.
Nope, that's fine.
You hear the whinny of a horse through one specific door, and it's this one.
I will creep forward, trying to be quiet. The ground itself, is it just like a dirt ground?
Yes, yeah.
Wood, is it?
Yeah, no, it's just dirt.
Okay. So
just,
I'll
like, very
peek
well
my
packed
head.
in.
I will get to the, I'll say crossroads.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing I'll peek my head around. I heard a horse in this one, I'm guessing.
Yeah. I'll
And
say
then,
I'll say they're like barred doors too. I think people would be able to see through these.
I'll peek my head into each one to see, like, if there's any horses in any of them.
Yeah.
If you have something hidden, I'll go bottom left, top left, and then bottom right.
Nah, no, nothing hidden. When you open them, there are like straw. It's like they're all littered with straw. Most of them are like clean. They have like little troughs made for water too, but they're all empty.
Okay.
And the straw looks like like fluffed up. Like a horse definitely hasn't laid in it until you get to the top right. At
Yeah.
which point, like I said, it's like they're barred doors, so you're just kind of like looking through the door, and
Yep.
there's a horse wearing like a comical little name tag of a necklace. Like it's like too big, and in fanciful writing is the name Drusilla. I just popped that in chat. But yeah, other than that, just seems like a really nice horse. It's gray, with a black mane. It's actually a lot like the picture.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'm assuming the
There
doors,
is that
double doors to
ladder
my
too.
left, and you don't have to confirm this or not, but in game, Varric is assuming the double doors on the left go outside, the door above him, uh, so north side of him now, goes to the other side of the inn, and then the door to the right goes inside the inn.
Yes. Yep.
Um, However, is the ladder I see on the map actually there?
Yeah, for sure it is.
Okay.
Uh,
I would be interested to see where that's going, whether I can kind of see if it's just a loft area or I I'll take a couple steps up it to poke my head up into it.
yeah, I will say, by the way, the double doors that do lead outside, like to your left at that point, they are like chained locked. So it's just those man doors that were
Okay.
available or unlocked. Up here, a lot of straw littered here. There are like a few windows up here. This is like in like not a full blown attic, but you know, like a top layer. It's got like really dusty windows. There's a few piles of hay. They have pitchforks, and there are quite literally dozens and dozens of ravens up here. Some of them look at you, some of them seem to be paying no mind, some of them seem to be like playing with each other. But yeah, like as you were ascending, like the cawing and stuff was getting louder, you knew you were getting closer.
Um, as I poke my head up into the loft and see the ravens looking at me, I'll just kind of do like my head nod to them again and sorry for the intrusion. I'll say it pretty quietly and take a quick look around and then just descend down the ladder again.
Yeah, roll perception first.
One of these have to be good.
Yeah. Give me 1 second. I'm confused about one part of this. Oh, I see. Yeah, even up here, there's like 2 or 3 spots. There's 3 spots that are like piles of hay, and one of them specifically you can kind of see is like a pretty shitty attempt at hiding some sort of a chest or something like that.
I'll take note of it, but I'm trying to weirdly befriend the ravens.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
so
After you spoke, like
I
a
don't
little
need
bit
to.
more were paying attention to you, but like nobody doing anything weird or aggressive or anything. They seem fine with your presence. That's for sure. Okay. Um, yeah, you hear the horse whinny on your way back down, and you're just heading out from there.
Um, I would go towards the door that presumably leads into the inn, the one that's on like the right side,
Yeah, I'll pop it
and
open
then
for you.
open it pretty slowly. Don't want to scare anyone that might be inside.
Um, you can tell just from the architecture. Like you look on your left, and it's actually like the shape of stairs. So you can tell this little storage room here is actually like the underside of another stairwell. So you take note of that.
Okay.
There's wooden pegs, saddles, and like barding equipment, ropes, and stuff like that. And then there's a wooden chest that's unlocked, and it has horseshoes, a wooden mallet. So this is obviously just a shit ton of horse supplies. So nothing else obvious in there.
Do I see another door going out, or is it just a closet?
No, just a closet. I will just say though, because you did say, I think when we went to the Burgomasters, you were like, oh, like Varric would like take notes of like the architecture and stuff like this. I'm just gonna say that Varric files away in his memory that there is a staircase here, and in the future it may or may not come up. Oh, yeah, that'll be relevant.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if it's just the barn area, then yeah, I'd leave. I was hoping to get or catch one of the family members, but um, if it doesn't really line up with the inn, I would just leave and then prepare to go towards the Lady Walker's estate.
Yeah, good shit. Yeah. Nobody was particularly working in there. One lonely horse in one stall, one lonely Drusilla. Yeah. After that, you head back. You see some guards walking around. See, um, a lot of hustle and bustle as usual. Like I said.
Um,
Um,
Sorry, just one thing to note before I leave. I will just like gesture towards Drusilla and just say, "It's okay, good girl," as I leave.
yeah. Yeah. She just kind of stares at you blankly. Make an animal handling. You notice there's like 3 or 4 apple cores sitting in her stall. It looks like somebody's been feeding her apples.
I do not handle the animals.
Yeah, Drusilla like literally just like turns around and looks away from you. You're just staring at like a horse's ass at that point.
It's okay. I'm not
Yeah.
the her master or whatever.
Yeah.
So
You're not. Give me
Um,
a second. I gotta let my
yeah,
dog out.
so just gonna head over to the ladies.
Okay. I will say I'm gonna need to leave in a minute again just to let my dog back in, but I will say as you approach her house from a distance because you're staying vigilant, you actually do see the man that you recognize as the spy. You see him leaving her house and heading east. So, kind of the opposite direction you were coming from.
So like he's going towards like the center of the town and then heading east.
Yeah. Yeah, the map doesn't really work but you're like way off screen that way. Yeah, he just walks down a little bit, and at the crossroad, I'll do this. Yeah, good call. As you were like rounding this corner, maybe you don't see him leave the house, but you do catch the back of him, and he's walking like away.
Yep.
As far as you know, he didn't clock you.
Yeah, I will possibly do something. I just need to check a tree.
Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna grab my dog and I'm gonna pee.
Yep,
Maybe.
yep, no worries. Can't find it though. Okay, no problem.
How you doing over there, Mason?
I'm just leveling.
Can I join you on the next one?
Absolutely.
No.
Yeah, absolutely not.
I was just practicing my rotation.
For your paladin as well?
I don't think he's playing a paladin.
He is.
Fine. You know what, Mason? I'll join you a little later.
What?
You don't have to build a paladin. It's okay.
Me back.
Are you coming, Mike, or no?
You know, yeah, I'll do it. Dungeon.
Here.
And just checking in, Eric.
Uh-huh.
This is unusual, and it's not what you signed up for, like solo session, 101 D&D. So if it seems like a bit much of a task, or like it's not as enjoyable as regular group D&D, let me know. I would not be offended.
No, I'm down for this. I can be sneaky. I can do like my cool rogue stuff.
Mason, 1 or 2, and then I'll mute myself again.
You're good. It is nice to be able to curate. I told Anthony that. I was like, it's kind of cool. I think, like, I can get Eric to do some sneaky stuff. I'll talk to you later about what I was gonna have you do. It's very interesting. I think it's gone almost the entire opposite way, which I love. Funnily enough. Yeah. So if you want to check out that art again, I did repost just because it seemed like we were going here. It's not raining right now, but
Art channel, I'm guessing.
yes, it is in art.
Yes.
So she has vines growing all over the house. There's like a little like garden that seems to be growing like pumpkins and like radishes and like other like root vegetables.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it look like it is a farmhouse, or the farm in front of it is just something they've added to it? Like, is this a mansion and they've added the garden, or does it look like the garden was originally intended to be there?
Yeah, no, I'd say mansion first, garden, like, put in after. Yeah, definitely mansion vibes. Fairly fancy, nice architecture. Just coated in vines, though.
Okay.
From where you
I
are
would
on the map.
originally take a stroll up north just to take a look at, like, staying on the road. I don't want to look too crazy to passersby, basically.
Yeah.
And I want to see like what's over here on the house.
Yeah, I'll lift you up a little more even.
Yeah, I was
But
sorry,
yeah,
about to do that.
no, you're good. So you do see from like a sharp angle, but you do see a window here, what it
Mhm.
is on the map, window here, and then you do see some steps. No like handrails or anything like that, but you can tell it's must lead to a back door. You
Okay.
see like a little like a worn down path leading to it as well.
From where I am, or from the back of the
Opposite,
house.
yeah, opposite side. Yeah.
Um, I'll do like a little flick. I don't know how to describe it. I'm gonna make it look like I forgot something and then turn around. So I'm going back towards the front of the house.
Yeah. Yeah, there is, like I said, a reasonable amount of people out and about these days, or at this time of day.
Hmm.
So you don't think you like stood out. There is like people walking along that main road there.
Yeah, my main thing is I'm just trying to remember that, like, not to stand out. I don't want to
Yeah.
cause a problem, especially since I don't remember all of the rules, just most of the rules. But as I get to the crossroads, I am going to kind of skirt in towards the house and kind of hug the corner of the house if no one sees me or stops me. But then,
Yeah, nobody. Um, you do just like as you're making like coming in this direction, you do get the sense that somebody's like working on this bush here. You see it like rustling and stuff like that.
um, as I get to this window, I'm going to kind of peek inside of it, see if there's any. If one, I can see inside it, and two, if I see anybody.
Yeah. Okay, you've had low rolls all game. Let's see that stealth check, buddy. But yeah, I can describe what you're seeing.
Oh my god.
Uh,
It's still a low roll for my stealth.
yeah, all things considered. Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. First off, where are we? J. So like the first thing you notice directly in front of you, like directly like in front of the windows, is like a huge ornate dining table. Like it goes almost the entire length of the room, and above the dining table is like a crystal chandelier, like super high class, very nice. Um, you there's like a spread of silverware and like dishware. It looks used and worn. Some of the dishes are like chipped, but it's still like elegant, high class. And then there's 8 chairs like sat around it. Each one has like elk horns sculpted into like the top of it. So if you were sitting there, it would look like you had like elk horns shooting out of your shoulders. It's pretty sick. The windows that you're like peeking through, by the way, have lattice work, like metal lattice work.
Okay.
Oh, and in the distance, so that's like the immediate area, but then in the distance, you also see like a seating area, lit by the glow of a fireplace, and you do see the back of a figure sitting in a chair, like around a little coffee table.
Okay.
Mhm.
I will continue on. I'll kind of try to avoid this window. Either walk towards the path more, and then towards the door, or kind of stay and just crouch under the window if possible. So I'm walking this way,
Yeah.
but can't walk. I don't know what press for this, but like I could walk like out this way and then back.
I'm trying to think of what kind of check for you to make. But there's gonna be a person swinging around the corner here.
Okay.
And like you said, you're kind of hugging the wall right now. And I want some sort of check for you to go from conspicuous to inconspicuous, as this person like isn't like looking up and like focused or anything like that. She has her like head down, but you got to play it off either by moving fast enough with some sort of dex check or like a performance or like a deception. What do you think? Any ideas?
I was hoping I had something in my pockets, but it looks like I don't.
Oh no. Is it something that's maybe in the like bag of holding?
I suspect it is.
What was it?
The cane.
Oh. I see. Huh. Do you want to have it like on your body? I don't like items not being
No,
accessible.
it's fine. It was gonna be a prop essentially. But it's fine. As does she say something before I notice her, or do I notice her and then she seems to like focus in on me?
You notice her first, and in fact she hasn't even noticed you yet. Whatever check you're gonna make is like the action like before she notices you. So honestly, like if you want to roll some sort of dex to see how quickly you can like swing into the house, I would even allow that. Like for all I care, you can open the window and hop in the window. It's just I just want you to act before she even looks up from like walking around the corner. She has like a handful of berries that she's like counting.
I will try to sneak into the doorway before she sees me.
Hell yeah. Just as a heads up though, she is rounding a corner and you can tell she is like heading your direction.
Yep.
Door's unlocked though.
Okay. So she's following that rule. I will try to quietly open the door and enter without informing someone.
Yeah, and then, yeah, you gotta swing it close behind you as well. Do a stealth
Yep,
check.
again, pretty quietly.
Yeah. Immediately you see 3 doors. A fancy mansion like this, you would imagine like this foyer would have like storage closets on both sides for shoes and for coats to sit in.
Yep.
Okay. You definitely hear the door like thud closed behind you, like as you pull it closed.
My rolls are betraying me.
Yeah,
But,
you haven't had a hot one yet. You might need to restart roll 20.
I will attempt to move on into the housing area.
Yeah.
Again, slowly opening the door, peeking in, and then entering if I don't see anything.
First thing you notice is like quite a tall stairway that you can tell leads to the second story. But what you're on is a flat landing, and there's a door on your left and your right as well. You assume the door on your left leads to the room that you already saw through the window.
Yep. I did see someone in there. For how much I saw them, could I see if they were a worker, a servant of some kind, someone who may be a higher class?
Yeah, I'm gonna say you got higher class vibes. They were sitting with like decent posture, quite still. Like soaking in the warmth of the fireplace. Maybe at one point you even saw her bow her head a little bit to sip on her tea. So you definitely get regal sense.
Okay. I do plan on going in there, but before that, I would like to check out the door on my right, just to see what's in the room. Kind of open it slowly, peek in, see if anyone may be coming towards us, or towards me in this case. So, like, the way I have it, where it just shows me this cone, is pretty much all I'm gonna be looking into the room for.
Yeah, you get kitchen vibes. There is a big fireplace there that's roaring, and it has like a pot sitting, like hanging above it, boiling. You see a healthy amount of wood beside it. You get kitchen
I
vibes.
smell anything being cooked? Like,
Yeah.
does it just smell like a general soup?
Yeah, I was gonna say like yeah, nothing too pungent, just pretty general. You hear the main door being opened at this point. The main front
In
door.
that case, I will open the left door, and then kind of quickly scoot into the room and close the door behind me quietly.
Definitely stealth check on that one.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay, as far as you know, you are stealthy enough. The figure sitting in the couch doesn't turn their head.
Eh.
And yeah, you confirm from where you're at now that she does have like a tiny little saucer, and she's got a little teacup, and she's got her pinkies up.
I will come around to like kind of come out of the doorway area. Um, I do want to get behind her, without possibly causing alarm.
Stop. I'm actually move one square back. At this moment, roll a perception. But no matter what you roll, you hear clinking and clattering of some silverware, and even a dish breaking on the tiled floor that you're standing on. And at that point, the lady sitting in the chair whips her head around and spots you. The perception, you heard like a little bit of a clatter at first. You look over at the table. You see a few pieces of silverware, as well as a plate, launch itself onto the ground from the table, and you see nothing propelling it, nothing holding it.
As
Yeah.
she's turning around, I'll raise my hands up. I I I just came in for the warmth. As you can see, I'm very wet. I'm sorry for the intrusion.
Well, you were supposed to knock. You startled me. My goodness, I didn't think
I
you would be here
apologize
this
for that.
early as well. And she begins to stand up, and she like pats her dress down. She's like, "That's actually quite rude of you to to startle me as such. I thought you'd announce your presence, and one of my one of my maids would take care of it. Who let you in?"
I'm sorry, no one was around. I tried to find someone and just, I'll be honest, I let myself in.
So Ernst just left after he's an oaf sometimes, an absolute oaf. Welcome to the Walker house.
You would be the lady, I presume?
Indeed. She's had a smile this whole time, or it's a pretty tight-lipped smile. Indeed I am. She does like a small little like curtsy, pinches her dress, lifts it up. You can call me Fiona, though.
I'll give a little bow.
Um,
I'll try to match like how deep she goes into the curtsy with my bow,
yeah, smart.
not seem rude.
Um, as she walks over and she begins to pick up the silverware, and there, she kneels down to look at the silverware just for a quick moment, but then stands back up and starts to go sit at the head of her table. She nods at you, and like you can tell she's like inviting you to sit at the opposite side.
Opposite, like the opposite head of the table,
Yeah. She kind
or
of
like here.
she gestures to this chair. But I think it's like an open invitation, anyways.
I'll move towards the seat, but I'm hesitant to sit.
Yeah. She's standing. She's not sitting. And she says, "Go on. Take a seat."
I would rather not ruin your furniture. Like I said, I am soaked to the bone.
Oh dear. That's rude of me not to offer to. Here, we'll get that taken care of for sure. Madeline. And she starts heading towards. Yeah, she starts heading towards the door you came from. Opens it, and she just kind of raises her voice just a tiny bit. Madeline, come down here, please. You hear footsteps coming down, and then she's talking to somebody. She's like, get some towels, and then like a dry change of clothes, and make sure you clear some area by the fire so we can hang our guests' clothes to dry them off. She turns around and she's like, that'll all be taken care of. You'll get a towel in a moment. Can we get you started with a drink before food?
I appreciate the assistance. A tea would be lovely, and makes for good discussion.
Yeah, she nods to the maid she was calling Madeline. She obviously like heard that. So the lady says, okay, if you'd rather not sit down here at these chairs are quite stuffy anyways. You might prefer this, and she invites you to come in this way. The door she just walked through.
Yeah, I'll follow. Before entering, what do I see?
The fireplace on the other side where she was originally sitting is like double-sided, so you see it roaring from this angle as well. You see some nicer furniture, some like a bookshelf with a few books. You see like a little plant that's being taken care of on a tiny table. It looks like just like a little meeting room. Furniture looks really nice. She just says, here, stand by the fire, you'll dry a little quicker, and we'll see what we can get you in the meantime. Thank you
Thank you.
very much for accepting my invitation. I was just hoping to speak with a newcomer to Vallaki, just to get a sense of things.
Yes, I figured you knew who we were, or at least who I was already.
I've heard that you're quite agile, quite dexterous, with both your feet and your hands.
On a good day, yes, make it my made a profession of it in the past. Clearly not a good enough one.
How intriguing. And I also hear that soon after arriving you had a meeting with the Baron. Didn't last too long though. How'd that go? Her smile curls up even more.
Probably not how you would prefer it. I'll stop beating around the bush, as you clearly knew we went there, but it was mentioned that your friend that we met the previous night had been disturbing us, to put it lightly.
Oh, I think I understand what's happened then. Don't you worry.
I will be honest, I had no intention. I wanted to see who it was who was spying on us to start. But some of my friends are not so tight-lipped.
I assure you, it won't be a problem. The Baron, he might try to meddle with our spirits, as he crushes most of the population's spirit. But he will not act on this. He understands that my standing in this town is too good.
What is your standing in this town?
Just generational wealth, really. We've supplied the town with free vegetables for quite some time from our garden, but it's mostly just been wealth passed down, and with wealth comes influence, political power.
Understood.
Of course
I
not.
will say, it does seem your estate is better protected against someone of my nature than his may be.
A woman comes in. She's wearing like a flowing black dress with some embroidery, and she like puts down a tray of like piping hot tea, and she hands you a few towels and like some trousers and like a very general undershirt, and she just kind of smiles and nods, like does the white person smile and like nods to you and walks away. Thank you, Madeline.
Thank you.
What an intriguing thing to say. I love to hear you say that. I think you'd be right to say that.
I'm not one of the arts per se, but I wish I could see things like those traps. Call it a trap, at least. I had no idea I'd be alerting you so quickly.
For the first time, her smile seems genuine. She says, yes. It was very nice that I was alerted. So you were planning on going even further without me noticing?
I did intend on announcing myself.
Uh,
However, you were the one that had the spy originally. I intended on keeping things a little less personable to start.
um, yes, I might have some people who keep eyes out for me, just to tell me the happenings in the town. But it's only one man. His name is Ernst. He's actually quite a lovely man if you get to know him, and it's better than the Baron, who has an entire village worth of spies, because they will all feed him information, because they live in fear perpetually. And she lifts a teacup and starts to sip from it. Here, try it. It's blueberries.
I do see her sip from it.
Yeah,
The
two separate cups. Two separate teacups, but she sips from the one. It's got like a little tea bag hanging in it.
Do I feel drier?
Yeah, yeah. You know what?
Has it been long enough that I'm like not soaked?
Yeah, yeah. You stood like butt to the fire, and maybe did a little bit of a rotation while she was having this conversation. Yeah, you feel. Yeah, dry enough. And pat down with the towel too if you wanted.
Yeah, for sure. I haven't changed the shirt yet, but if you would give me a moment, I would like to at least take your hospitality up and get out of this wet shirt.
Oh, of course, darling. Um, and she puts her tea down and like kind of heads over and starts looking out the window.
Yeah, I'll quickly take off my scarf, cloak, and shirt and change off my shirt, and I'll leave the rest uh, kind of close, like roughly folded in a pile near the fire, so they can continue to dry.
Yeah. She kind of like says over her shoulder, still respecting your privacy, like by looking outside. She says over her shoulder, yeah, I believe it's 200 years since any sort of attack here in Valaki. So impressive, isn't it?
I've recently found out that it may have something related to the church that helps keep some of the pests away.
Well, I suppose that's all up to who you ask. Um,
I'm not one of the faith, it's just one of the first stops today.
well, what is your opinion then? Do you think it's the church? Or the walls? Or maybe the Baron's rules that keep the monsters away?
Um, I'll finish dressing and just say thank you, and
Yeah,
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 I'll
she'll turn around.
wait until she sits down to sit as well.
Yeah, yeah, she takes another seat, lifts up the tea for another sip.
I'll I'll grab my glass as well. So the walls to answer your question, the walls must be of help. Could things get over them? I don't see why not, but it would at least keep some of the drabble away.
Yes, perhaps some insects. So, you. It sounds like you don't think much of the rules then.
I've never been one to take on the rules, to live truly by them in anywhere I go. Uh, I guess, uh, as you've seen just a few moments ago.
Hmm. Indeed. I can tell you that I don't care too much for the rules. I don't think they serve the purpose that is being suggested.
I I got the feeling you didn't from our discussion with the Baron.
Well, what did he say then?
He made it sound like you were somewhat of a thorn in his side. Nothing in detail. Just you specifically came up. Mind you, we may have started that topic, but uh, or what it was a short discussion, but it did not sound like he was overly fond of you.
Hmm. A thorn. That's all he thinks of me then, eh? Cute. That won't be much longer.
That is, I will say, that is my wording.
No, no, it's quite alright. Um, I'm surprised his ego even let him admit that he could get thorns in his side.
Again, he did not state as such. Just he was clearly agitated, unhappy, I guess, when we mentioned you.
Hmm.
But I I did not come necessarily to talk about the Baron. I came to investigate, or I guess be caught by the person who was watching us. I like my privacy and wanted to see who it was that wished to pry on our affairs.
Don't take offense to it. I simply like being aware of what's going on in the town, especially when the Baron can pull such underhanded maneuvers. It's good to keep things straight. Um, I like to know when he's torturing people, for instance, or when he's threatening children's livelihood. And Ernst, my right hand, that you're referring to as a spy, he just helps me keep tabs on things like that. That's all.
That whether you think he is a spy or not, he was doing the work of a spy.
Indeed. At my behest, too, so you don't have to convince me any further. So, you you don't seem to follow the rules, but what's your opinion on Strahd then? And
I'll kind of like raise an eyebrow, surprised that she said the name.
yes, good on you. Have inspiration if you don't have it. You noticing that, and you also noticing that I said fiend and tying it to your tiefling thing. You're dialed in. I like that. And you need the inspiration, anyways. Your rolls are doo doo. Nah, I'm kidding.
They are, or they have been.
No, no, no. We're on the comeback. I see the 21 and 18 in a row. Yeah, yeah. But good on you. She definitely drew out Strahd, and she had like a confident smile as she said it. She says, "So what are your feelings on?" Actually, sorry, she would not have said that. She would have said, "Lord Strahd von Zarovich."
It definitely will raise an eyebrow with the full title and name.
Yeah, the regal title.
Um, I do not have or have not had much of an interaction with uh, Lord Strahd. We did come across him once, and we were invited. Our whole group, that is, was invited. However, uh, he seemed, I don't know, as if we were not much of a concern to him.
Hmm. Yes, that checks out.
Um,
In fact, I think it's quite insightful. You mentioned these walls here in Vallaki, keeping some of the prattle out, the riffraff. Um, I don't assume anybody considers Lord Strahd part of that riffraff or rabble. I don't
I
think these walls would hold him out. Do you?
I would be very surprised with how I've seen him travel.
Yeah, and she takes a sip of her tea, and again, like the smile on her face is becoming more genuine. It's not that forced Valakian smile. She says, "So, if we agree that the Baron's rules are fairly uh, arbitrary and useless, and we agree the walls wouldn't keep out somebody as we'll call it mobile as Lord Strahd, and if we know that the church, if it is consecrated, then it's only the church grounds, then there's nothing at all keeping Strahd from wandering around our village, other than his own disinterest, perhaps."
A town or city like this, I would be surprised if he is disinterested in it. There may be something keeping him away, whether it's something else that has his attention. However, I do not, I definitely do not think the fences would keep him out, and I would be very surprised if there's anything for him to fear of the Baron. And my experience is that the church felt no different than the church at Barovia. So, of the three things we've discussed, I don't think any of them would keep him away. But I don't see why he wouldn't want to stop a town that seems, or at least visit a town that seems so against him.
He, she like narrows her eyes, um, and she kind of nods. She says, "You are even more clever than I thought. So you already know about the church, or did somebody tell you?"
Like I said, I was there earlier today, and it was a feeling I got.
Hmm. All right then, keep your secrets. Nothing stays secret for long here in Vallaki. But that is in preparation for something else. Um, which is actually why I called you here. I was hoping that this conversation would go somewhat like it already has. And I just wanted to say that I like your style, your potential. And I'm sure if you got an invitation from Lord Strahd, then he does too. Um, so obviously, if something were to happen, something were to break out, and um, you knew that one side of a confrontation was with Lord Strahd, then it would be foolish of you to stand in opposition of that party, wouldn't it?
In opposition and in avoidance, I would say, are two separate things. I would rather not a confrontation with the Lord himself at this time.
I think that's incredibly wise of you. That's all anybody would ever ask for, anyways, if anybody were to be asking for anything.
Um, and yourself, would you be one? Would you tend to one side?
Hmm. I I tend against authoritarians. I tend against those who treat their citizenry like donkeys, or rule by fear. So, I guess just naturally my disposition puts me at odds against certain parties. You don't share that kind of conviction though. You wouldn't say you are at odds with those values.
I would be at odds against someone of a nature of that. However, I was, let's say, I'm coming into myself and don't fully know what I would believe. Um, I was more raised as a weapon, not a person, and so I just simply have to go by what I see and what I feel at the time. I cannot go by what other people believe.
I think that's highly intelligent and mature. You should want to see for yourself. Something just sparked an idea in my brain. Maybe you should see for yourself. I mean, it's only fair. The Baron, his rules. We have to leave our doors unlocked so that guards can come in and see things. Um, of course, the Baron is not a hypocrite. He's not a bad man. So he must not be a hypocrite. So he must follow those rules. So you must be allowed in. I mean, especially if you were a guard, right?
Did see numerous guards coming in and out of his building
Yes,
when we were there.
as they're free to do. And that's so weird. We actually just came about a guard uniform recently. And what does it mean to be a guard other than to wear the uniform?
I think I know where this is going, but what would you have me do, and what would I get in return? Work doesn't come free.
Hmm. I thought the gift of knowledge and seeing for yourself was enough, but I suppose I could also shed a few hundred gold if it means you pledging your fealty to um, one of the sides of the party of the conflict that we were discussing earlier. I'm sorry, I must have lost track. But I think we're on the same track anyways.
If we are, I'm quite a bit behind you on that track, I think.
All I'm saying is that the if you were to go see with your own eyes, that would give you the intelligent the information necessary to make intelligent decisions. And I suggest that siding against fascism and authoritarianism is actually an intelligent decision in and of itself. Doubly so if that who you're opposing is um, the most powerful being in the land. Um, so it would be a very, very intelligent decision, and I think it's reasonable that you asked for gold, rewarding such intelligence. I could give you a few hundred gold if it meant you sided against fascism and dictatorship.
I would say not siding with one does not mean I'm necessarily siding with the other.
Maybe a few, maybe only a few hundred gold then. And she kind of gives like a sly smile. Um, but no, that is all we would ask for. We don't need you getting your hands dirty. Trust me.
I can do this. Um, However, and you can knock off more gold as you wish. I would like to know what is your status or relation with the Lord. You seem quite fond of him, as maybe you should. I'm not familiar with these lands well enough to know.
Well, I haven't seen him in decades. Um, but that's because I haven't left Villaki for decades. Um, I haven't spoken to him in as long either. Um, but when you're as old as he is, you don't really change. So I still feel like I know him. That's all our relationship is. It could have been so much more, but I was young and ambitious. So here we are. Ah, I'll be right back, and it looks like your clothes are still damp. What a shame. I'll make sure some more suitable replacements are brought to you immediately. And she kind of walks out. You said you were sipping the blueberry tea, eh?
Yes.
It's really good, -1 stress.
Oh, hell is he?
A few seconds later, uh,
Before someone comes
yeah,
in,
yeah.
I am gonna stand up and face the doorway. Um, Not necessarily hand on the hilt of my weapons, but close enough that I could draw them if needed.
Okay. What is your intention with this?
Just protection.
Okay. For something like pops out of the
I st-
doorway?
I don't fully trust the lady.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't know why she would all of a sudden have to leave so quickly. So I don't know what is about to happen. I don't trust her, so therefore I need to protect myself. If people come in and they are not in a threatening manner, then they will not. My blades will stay where they are.
Roll an
But if,
insight, please. You're looking at the doorway, right?
yeah,
Roll an insight, and I'm just warning you, it has to be like pretty crazy high. Okay. Yeah, something feels weird. Um, sorry, I'm just checking a few things. Um, yeah, crackling of the fireplace at your back. Nothing else. You do feel a little like awkward and weird. Something about the house is just like creepy at this moment. And then rounding the corner is just a dark-haired maid. It's that Madeline again.
Hmm?
And she has another set of clothes, but this time it's mostly chainmail, and it has like a little um, like decorative part, and it even comes with a helmet. And it is a guard uniform. Tucked in it is a little scroll,
Uh,
and she
Thank
hands
you.
it.
And
Yeah, she hands it over to you.
I'll take the whole thing, scroll, chainmail, and all, and I guess I'll put the guard uniform down on like the chair and read the scroll.
The scroll is a scroll of disguise self.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and like I said, this guard uniform looks like a guard uniform. Um, uh, all, if you inspect it a little bit, you see a little bit of blood stain on like one of the legs of it. But
Um, don't have a I don't have the best bag. But I'll try to stuff the, I'll try to stuff it into like my bag. Um, as it was just Madeline. I think that was her name.
yeah, you got it.
Uh, I'll feel a little less stressed, I guess. Uh, put everything away. I'll try to even like put my own clothes back in my bag and maybe shake my head. Like maybe I was just overthinking it, but that's not normal for me.
Oh, you're talking about like how like everything felt like a little eerie, a little awkward.
Yeah.
Good. You know what? Yeah, take one stress from that. But yeah, good call. You do hear footsteps clickety clackety on the tile, heading
Hmm.
back towards you. You don't hear that when the maids are walking around because they don't have like fancy high heels. But Lady Walker, aka Fiona, does return. And she does come back and um, she says, "Now that you're dry, would you like dinner, or um, are you are you itching to play some dress up, perhaps?"
I think dinner sounds lovely and uh perhaps some dress up after, as you word it.
Yes. Your choice. Anything that leads to intelligent decision making. Um, uh, Dinner is already ready, so go ahead and be seated, and it will be served in 4 courses. And if you sit,
Uh, I'll I'll come out the door and look at her like, is there somewhere you would like me to sit?
uh, no, I mean it is customary to be across from one another, and me being the host, I should be at the head. But I suppose we can be a little loosey goosey with it. You can sit wherever you wish. And her
I
eyes kind of dart around for a second. Roll an insight.
uh,
Her her eyes actually like more specifically focus on like this chair. When she said like sit wherever you'd like.
I don't I don't like any of these chairs.
You don't gotta eat this lady's food.
No, I accept it. I will live by my word.
Okay.
Um, I, I'll follow your customs. I'll take the head of the or the opposite head.
Yeah. Um, we are going to simulate through the four-course meal. I am gonna get you to roll two perceptions, and you get like pretty well unlimited like amount of questions, like either in chat or right now, to Lady Walker. Um, like she's still gonna be a little cryptic, but like you can basically ask her anything, and yeah, you get served a four-course meal. That's quite lovely. -3 stress. Perception checks. Periodically, two or three times during the meal, you hear scratching on the floorboards above you and to the north a little bit. So like over this, and every once in a while, like a bang that sounds like um, I don't know, like somebody literally just like jumped on the wooden floor, and yeah. So like over
Um,
the course of a few hours, it was like two bangs and like a bit of scratching every once in a while.
okay.
Yeah, tough to tell what it could be, to be honest. But yeah, otherwise enjoyable meal. That's why it was like -3 stress.
Yep.
Nothing else like crazy happens. You see a few other maids like collect. They obviously like collected the silverware and the broken plate that was on the ground. They replaced it with another like identical plate. You see a few of them coming and going. Some of them tending to the fireplace. So it's like a hustle and bustling place, but nothing else out of the ordinary happens for the rest of the dinner. Um,
Um, Throughout the meal, I won't ask too many questions, but you you have your information on us. Do we, or at least myself, live up to what you expected so far?
Um, well, we had the most information about you. Um, as I said, you were reported as quite agile and capable in that sense. I wasn't sure where your head was going to be, but I'm delighted to hear that we share some values together. I am a little more curious of some of your other friends wandering in close to sundown, and then heading north towards the lake. Um, your friends haven't returned, as far as I understand, and you have a sword and a crossbow, which makes sense. I know somebody's wearing armor and carries a shield, also makes sense. But what are the other two good for? Must be uh, one is a trail guide. Um, with binoculars permanently fixed to his face, and the other just lights the way.
Um,
Or perhaps they have other talents.
I'll
Perhaps.
say we are talented, but maybe I will let them show their talents instead of me explaining it.
Oh, that's no fun. I suppose another dinner will be in order then. Uh, We'll just have to make sure we squeeze that in before the festival.
They should be back by end of day. Sure I'm sure they would be willing for a nice meal with the lady.
You think they share similar values to yours and ours, dare I say?
I do not think they'd be so open with some of the things we've discussed.
Then maybe it's best. Then maybe it's best we just have a two-person dinner. Um, I don't have chairs for the smaller gentleman, anyways. Wouldn't want him to feel left out.
If that's your choice, that is fine.
It sounds like it's just for the best. I hope you enjoyed that dessert. It's especially made from the pumpkins that we grow here in our little garden.
I'll take a bite of it. Thank you.
Yeah, shit's chronic. Shit's good. Part of
Oh,
the minus
As
three
as
stress. A
as
little
good as the
pumpkin pie.
pies.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, now that you're thinking about pies, um, but yeah, no, shit's a good dessert for sure. Um, what were you thinking of doing after this, and how long did you want to play tonight?
um, I don't know. To be honest, the answer to either of those questions.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Were you planning on doing like reconnaissance for like on the burgomasters like immediately, or like a nighttime thing, or any thoughts on that?
I was kind of thinking it depends because I might have to miss another night. So if I do miss another night, it makes for another very good solo session.
Yeah, yeah. Like you might miss on the fourth.
No, next week I'm definitely good.
Oh, I
Um,
see.
maybe the 18th though,
Okay. Um, what you mean like a
unless you would want to
retroactive?
resolve that quicker.
Um, I just wouldn't want to do it retroactively because I feel like it could be so impactful. Like it's
Okay.
not really, yeah, it's not really like inconsequential. You know what I mean? Like visiting some places, like I don't expect it to change the plot big time, but this one could. So, um,
Okay. Then I'm open to running it if you're open.
but like I'm down for you to do it on like the 4th or the 11th or whatever. Or like if Varric doesn't have like enough time before y'all go to Wizard of Wines, and you can do it after you get back probably.
It, in game, I'd either do it tonight or like this evening in game or tomorrow evening if we're back.
Yeah.
So it would be very recent.
I'd say when you get out of like you kind of went here straight after the church.
Yes.
So oh, but then you had like a long dinner. I think the party would be back about now. So we can swing it that you reconnect with them, and then like I'm fine with running a little bit of like Varric solo stuff while the rest of the party does other stuff. Actually, you know what? You remember how I was talking to you about how I have something for Matrix and Walgen?
Yep,
So we can juxtapose that with you going to Burgomasters. Um,
that works for me. Um,
I have ideas for something for Marlowe too, or if you want to invite him for the Burgomaster thing, that also like works pretty nicely. So
my only concern with that is I'd either have to use the scroll on him or find another outfit for him.
yeah, or he could be like lookout
He also
Yeah,
might
serve
have
some other
magic too.
purpose. Yeah,
Like,
he has hella magic.
true, true.
yeah, this guy. I know for a fact this guy itself is in the wizard spell list, so he could have that.
He's gonna like speak with animals and shit. Yeah, he could do crazy shit like outside of the house. So it's a possibility. Um, you've seen Marlowe do some like sneaky shit, and he knows thieves can't too. So, but you got a lot of little threads that you can pull on over the next few sessions. With it seems like you know something's up with the church. Seems like you know something cool's going on at the Blue Water Inn.
I
Wait, where do you think you would go right after the Walker House here?
if depending on the time, if the party's back, I would I would go and meet up with them. Like I'd check the inn, see if they are back. If they are, I'd meet up with them.
Okay.
If they're not back, then I would probably go on my recon.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you get to the Blue Water Inn, you peek your head in, Bluto's sitting there drinking at the bar. You don't see the party yet.
Um, I would check our room as well.
Yeah, would you go into the bar and like make yourself known, or you kind of trying to stay not seen at the moment?
The last I heard was Bluto was uh, spouting nonsense. I'd
Yeah,
probably I'd probably go in there and not call him out, but make him look a fool, more of a fool.
yeah, yeah. As soon as you walk in, like it doesn't take long. Like you don't even really say anything before Danica like points it out and is like, "Oh look, Bluto, they can swim after all." I forget Danica's accent. I'll have to work on that. But yeah, the bartendress is like, "Look, he can swim after all. It's nice to see you. Um, you Bluto was telling us all about how um, you guys fell into the lake and he was trying to save you. It's crazy because Bluto was barely wet when he got back."
It's quite the story, Bluto. Uh, were you hit on the head? You seemed quite out of it at the lake when we were there.
Oh,
Perhaps, perhaps you thought yourself as some hero.
yeah, I tried. I couldn't find you guys because it was all the water was so cloudy. And you know what? Now that you mentioned it, I did kind of bump my head on the boat when I surfaced up. I I should go home and lay down to make sure my head's all right.
Um, I'll walk up to the bar where he is and more quietly so that he hears it. I don't want the rest of the bar to hear it. Maybe uh Danica would hear it. Uh, or did you think that what was that down there would stop us?
Oh, I didn't see anything. I don't know what you're talking about. Danica, can I get one for the road? Oh, sorry, dear. No can do. Not with the wine shortage. Uh, and he said, oh, fuck. Okay, yeah, I gotta go home. Hey, so nice to see that you guys are fine. Or that you're fine. How are your friends not okay though?
Oh, I'm sure they'll be back shortly. They just had to make another stop.
Oh, good, good. Thank goodness. Thank goodness everybody's okay. Okay. Great, great. Uh, I'll be back soon.
Um, Before he leaves, I'll put my hand on his shoulder with like a pretty tight grip, and if you're in league with whatever was down there, I will find you
Um, yeah, he looks kind of
wherever you go.
he looks pretty scared. Um, and he like shakes his head. You see his like fat cheeks jiggle a little bit. He's like, no, no, I swear I don't know what you're talking about. And
I'll
he
just
turns
let
to
him go
leave.
at that.
Yeah, yeah. He like runs out the door. So you're sitting at a bar stool at the bar, right?
Yep.
Um, there's a chick who's been sitting at the bar, um, pretty much from like bar open to bar close, or at least you assume. The first night you guys were here, she left like literally like at closing. Like Danica and Erwin told you guys like they are closing up, and she actually was still sitting at the bar while Erwin and Danica were putting all the dishes away. So she must be here like open to close type thing. And you just happen to be sitting beside her because there was one chair in between her and Bluto. Um, and you hear her kind of smack a gold down onto the table or the countertop, the bar that you guys are sitting at. And even if you don't look, you hear the gold slide atop the wooden counter towards you. You maybe look over and you see that indeed she did slide it towards you. And it takes a second to sink in because you're not used to this being an unusual point of fact, but what you notice is this isn't one of the Barovian golds. Even here in Villaki, believe it or not, the coins, whether they Ethereum or gold or silver, they all have Strahd's visage on them. But this one doesn't have Strahd's visage. It has an emblem from where you're from.
I'll put my hand over it.
And she looks at you and she says, I think you dropped this outside of the inn the other day or last night. And she smiles at you. And that's where we're going to end the session.
Allah.
This chick's name is Muriel.
Oh God. So much chaos is happening.
Muriel,
He
like
learned so
M
much.
U
Yeah,
M-U-R.
yeah. Murial.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah, I thought that boy was gonna die, Mason.
Oh, Bouchel or whatever when he was running.
Yeah, on the 2 point conversion when the guy
Yeah.
broke through.
Okay.
That was a fucking insane game, dude.
Really? A preseason?
Yeah. Holy
funny.
shit. We won by 1 because we went for 2 points in 28-27.
Huh. Weird.
Yo, it's all thanks to
Wait,
Coach Josh Allen.
the other team went for 2 and failed?
No, we went for 2 and got it.
Oh. Okay.
See? Go for 2, be the man!
Always. You
Fuck
have to.
tying the game.
For real. Ain't nobody want OT. Is it just a tie in preseason, or do they go OT still?
Yeah, it's
There's
just
no-
a tie.
No, it's a tie.
Yeah, there's no OT.
That's a callback to a discussion the three of us had before, Cody. Is that I think it was Mason playing Madden, but
Yes.
he would go for, or he got to the point where like it was a similar situation, and Mike was saying he should go for 1 point and tie the game and try to get the win in overtime, and I said, as you're playing the Bills are horrendously bad in overtime. Like just statistically, we do not win overtime games.
Oh, weird.
Add some context to this. This was round 1 of the playoffs that Mason had just gotten to. He
So
had
I said, go for 2, be the man.
Yeah.
Walk out of that stadium with balls that have to be carried in a wheelbarrow, or put your heads up high to say you tried.
Fortune favors the brave.
I think mathematically, you're supposed to go for 2. Like, even just not mathematically, it's just you have the control over the outcome of the game rather than chancing it in overtime.
Yep.
I think you're supposed to go for it.
Well, let's search up how many 2-point conversions are successful. But it obviously
I
it
don't know-
probably it depends on like if you're like fucking cooking and it's an offensive onslaught of a game where everything just seems to be clicking, or if it's like near the
No,
end of the
it
game
was
and
a
it's, like-
low. It was a low scoring game that Mason was in.
I just mean a lot of coaches that would like factor in. I feel like because
Yeah,
there's games
yeah,
where
yeah.
quarterbacks are on fire and it's like it feels like a no-brainer.
I think it was like each team had gone 1 or 2 touchdowns at most.
Yeah. Oh my god!
Yeah,
I can't
so-
believe I get more D&D tomorrow.
So, for reference, Mike, Josh Allen's era, he is 0-7 in overtime games.
Yeesh.
Feels
And
good.
Sean McDermott
No,
was
Mason,
1-6.
What did Mason say?
It feels good, man. He's coping. No, Mason.
This year's the year, baby. This year's the year.
Yeah, they already changed the rules. So
We have the 5th hardest
lose to
hardest
the dumb
schedule in the
rule.
league. This year's the year, baby.
Yeah,
Or no, it's 8th, I think. 8th hardest.
iron sharpens iron.
Okay.
Root.
True.
Actually, our depth did look pretty good in this preseason, which I kind of
Last
expected
time I
it
looked
to,
at it,
but-
half the wide receivers were injured.
No.
Yeah, we don't talk about that though.
Questionable, I think.
Holy fuck, what a catch.
Yeah, it's catch.
Alright, Paladin is 90 and he's 254 eye level.
Let's
Secondly,
go.
yeah, part of that discussion was okay. Here's the other thing, Cody, to take into context here.